I have no idea. Okay, so the thing is, first of all, I had talking in front of so many people. Wow, this is really different. So all this while I've been talking in front of a mic, and I had absolutely no idea there'll be so many people. Yeah, I mean, I come from a Bengali family where we get together, and it becomes like, oh, let's get together. There are 10 people there, and if if you know how to sing, it becomes like, oh, come, let's sing. So from there, that's when I actually learned public speaking. I mean, 10 people from my family, that was public enough for me. So yeah, I had no idea I could actually do any kind of public speaking, let alone being able to talk in front of, I don't know, 80 of you, 50 of you, I don't know, that's big enough for me. So so I guess that's when I learned my public speaking. Forget about the fact that I now talk in front of a mic every day. The thing with what I'm going to be actually talking about is I was asked by Chinmay that, what's your topic going to be? I had no idea. I thought, I have no idea, but I have to bring an idea out of something, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about the fact that ideas come from absolutely nothing. The thing is, like Suchita said, that she didn't know what a blog is, and she learned about it. She asked her friend from wherever in the States, and she said, okay, so this is what a blog is. So that's what always your first step will be. That's the beauty of ideas. They shape, you can shape them the way you want it to be shaped. You give them the size, color, whatever it is that you want to, depending on how you want to do it. I always loved radio. When I was a kid, I used to listen to radio all the time. I used to be doing my maths, which I was horrible at. Didn't really help me listen to radio at that time, but anyway. I used to be doing, my maths, and I used to be listening to the radio. And so when my graduation got done, I did political science, and then I was, my mom really wanted me to do mass comm. So I said, go to mass comm and I'll do something, but I was there at the interview. I knew I wanted to do, something with radio. What was it? I didn't know. I had no idea. So I sat there at my interview and I was asked by my professor. He said, they grilled me for an hour. I was like, oh damn, this is going to be really bad. I'm never going to be able to do radio. I know nothing about it. And then in the end, he said, so do you know what a radio spot is? I didn't know. I said, yeah, of course, I know what a radio spot is. I didn't know. He's like, and then he said, please tell me you know what a radio spot is. I said, yeah, I know. So write a radio spot about whatever XYZ topic. I was asked to leave the room, and I wrote one big poem. Because I thought, radio, jingle, must write a song or something like that. That's what the radio spot is all about, wrote one song. And I gave it in, and next thing I knew, I got to that college. I never really asked what happened to the radio spot. And then, of course, now that I'm working with the radio station, I know that it is actually nothing like what I wrote, but of course it could have been worked around, and I had no idea there needs to be a female voiceover, male voiceover, has to be thought of in a different way, there is a time thing. And that's the thing, that you need to understand that everyone actually starts with no idea about anything. But you need to understand that it's our day-to-day experiences, it is our day-to-day interactions with people which actually help us evolve our idea about certain things. I'll tell you, the thing is, when I joined the radio station, when I was asked to do the show, I would see that, first initially I thought that is it really like how Vidya Balan, talks in Munna Bhai, she goes like, good morning, Mumbai. It's not like that. In fact, whoever would come for an audition, whoever would say, good morning Delhi or good morning the city, my boss would say, listen, I can't take this person because, he's talking to the entire city. And then I was told that you actually have to talk to the mic like you're talking to one person. Like, you develop and you build your intimate relationship with the one person. It would be really tough if I was actually talking to 100 people every day. So my idea of how it should be also changed. I was told that this is it. You don't talk to 100 people. You talk to a mic like you're talking to one person, because it would be difficult to connect to 100 people. I wouldn't be able to. So I was told to talk to the mic like you're talking to one person. Talk to the mic like you're trying to be, trying to have a intimate conversation. Like you're actually trying to get it, make sure that you're having a good time with that one person you're trying to connect to. And that's the thing, sometimes when I also take callers, sometimes what happens is most of the callers, they don't expect me to call back, so usually I hear a toot, 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 they, cut the call through, let me just put the phone down. Or they'll be like, oh yeah, listen, I'm busy and all. So when I call, usually that happens because they don't have an idea, they think it's an out-of-the-world experience. I'll be on radio, So then, I get an opportunity to tell them about the fact that, when you're on radio, if I'm taking you on the radio, you're just talking to me. Think of it as you are talking to me. You're not talking to 100 people. Just think of it like that. It's just that how you're having a conversation. So the beauty of the fact that, you need to, every day teaches you something. Every day you go from knowing nothing to actually knowing something. And that's if you have the courage of conviction, then it's more than enough. So everybody starts off on the same level. Everybody starts off not knowing things. I mean, all of us, we weren't born with these great ideas that we have in our heads today. It is our day-to-day experiences that have taught us. And another thing that I thought I could talk about is the fact that another beauty of radio is that, usually what happens is when I'm talking on the radio, a lot of people come up to me and say, I thought you'd be bigger than what you look. I've always pictured you to be. I thought you would be older. I thought you would have salt and pepper hair. I've also had SMSs, my other colleagues have also got as, oh, I'm so disappointed you look like this. I saw your picture on the paper. This is not how I pictured you to be. But that's the thing, there is no right or wrong. I've given you the stimulant, this is my voice. You're listening to it. Now you're free to create your own idea according to what you want to. So the thing is, here I am giving you the stimulant, and that's a great enough idea. Now you take that idea and evolve it into the way you want to, because that's what ideas do. It's everyone is entitled to their own idea that they want to. There is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. In fact, sometimes the line between good or bad also gets blurred. If I keep pushing on one idea more, sometimes if I keep pushing on the same idea again and again, you will start thinking, okay, cool, what, she's been stressing on it for some time, let me think of it. So, I don't know if you guys know, there was a character show we used to do on Hit 95, and this is sort of my coming out. I used to be that character. There was a character we used to do called DJ Bubbles. I used to be DJ Bubbles, okay? And when I was discussing with my brother, I was telling him, I'll be talking about DJ Bubbles. He's like, you finally revealing your identity. So yeah, I'll do it. So the character was he was a Punjabi character. I'm a Bengali, you can imagine me trying to do a Punjabi character. The voice was like this, I do the voice also. Hey, hello everyone, how are you doing? And so this... the thing is, I was new, okay, and I was to back up for the other jobs. Anyway, the concept of doing a show was new to me. And then the afternoon slot was open, and my boss was sitting and saying, let's ideate, we need to do something different, let's come up with an out-of-the-box idea. No one knows what the box looks like, but apparently we're thinking out of the box. Anyway, so out-of-the-box idea, I do these different voices, I do all kinds of fake accents, I'm really fake like that. But anyway, I did this accent. I don't know what my boss thought, but she thought that I could do this voice for 5 whole hours every day. She said, that's it. We are going to create this character Punjabi. I love it, let's do it. You're now DJ Bubbles, and your actual voice will be Bubblinder or something like that. I was Bubblinder, or the other one was Bubbles or something like that. I was like, okay, cool, I don't know, she's my boss, what do I say? I agreed to her, and for the longest time I denied it. I told my family members, except for my mom, didn't know it was me. I knew people would be like, oh, please stop this, I don't like this is English, international station, is not supposed to have a Punjabi character on the show and all that. And I used to be like, Ma, don't tell my cousins also it's me, don't tell anyone it's me. And my cousin, of course, ultimately she figured it out because I made some analogy to something. And she's like, I knew it was you because you were talking about the same thing that night, and your Punjabi character was also saying the same thing. So anyway, she figured it out. The thing is, now I know a lot of people remember the character. They don't necessarily like it. I have a feeling most of you don't really want to clap, but anyway. So the thing is, they don't really like the character. The idea was, it's still it's been about 4 years since I stopped doing that character. I told my boss that I don't want to do it, it's ruining my voice. Mostly I don't want to do it because I don't want to lie anymore. And people still talk about it. There are people who have come up to me and said, you know what, it was, where is that character? Is it Srushi? Or, I used to say no for a long time. Now, this is my coming out, like I said, now I'll say yes, okay. But the thing is, there's no good or bad idea. No one thought that an English radio station, an international music playing station, would actually think of doing a 5 whole hour show in this voice. Hello, how are you doing? How's everyone doing fine? Or everyone looks so sad, right? It was things are. So, but what you need to have is, nahi yaar, I can do this. This is my idea. I need to have the courage of conviction. You know, you start out like it's a blank canvas and you paint on it. That's the beauty of ideas. If you have the courage of conviction, it is more than enough. Sometimes even the line between good or bad gets blurred. We take from news anchors, you know, they are giving us their opinions every day on serious subjects. Maybe, you know, sometimes we tend to follow their ideas, may not be our own, but sometimes they trust upon it so many times that even what they might be saying might become right, even though initially we thought it was wrong. So the thing is, if you have the courage and conviction, there is no idea that cannot shake something. There is no idea that cannot stir something, as long as you believe it. I will also just kind of am I over time? I don't know, no track of time. I just wanted to kind of talk about lastly, like, you know, there are lots of musicians who've also, like, you know, previously weren't musicians. Like, you know, I don't know if you've heard of the White Stripes. So Jack White used to be, you know, the lead of the band used to be a furniture upholsterer. And he was really passionate about it, not just like wanting to do it as a business. Apparently he was really, really into it. He wanted to create upholstery for rich people's business, like, you know, there's furniture and all of that. But he was also so passionate about it. He apparently went to lots of schools to study them, like master it and learn more about it and stuff. And he used to apparently hide vinyls underneath their, you know, the cushions and all. People apparently never found it. But eventually he knew that, you know what, I love this thing, but this is not me. I don't want to be doing this. And eventually from there he became, you know, he founded the White Stripes, and now we are playing the White Stripes. We are fans of the White Stripes. I like the White Stripes. So I was like Shaggy, he was in the army or something like that, yeah? In the army, and I think he used to rap for the army. I think eventually he realized that that's not where his heart lies. So if you have an idea of who you're supposed to be, even if you don't have an idea of who you're supposed to be, if you give yourself that chance to learn every day, eventually you know that will grow on. If it grows enough to be a strong thing, if you have the courage of conviction, eventually it will be a strong enough idea for you to be able to shape people. I think that's where I'm going to just end. So thank you so much. It was great, and yeah, that's what I